Okay, so I think I'm ready. I'm trying to improvise. I can't even see out here because I don't know, but the lighting's great, so I have to be out here. But of course, leave it to me to buy. I bought I bought 2 backdrops for like my vlogs and like because I knew I wanted to do a story time. But of course, I left it at home, and I'm still in Daytona, so I'm improvising. I'm using the curtain that's already a part of the Airbnb. My food, it's Pizza Hut. We ordered this last night because we got drunk, but then like we barely ate any of it, so. Reheated breadsticks, 2 out of 10, don't recommend that. So I'm sitting on like the balcony. Hold on. Make sure it's not on my face. And the beach is behind the camera. So I'm trying to see, like, I'm trying to dolphin watch. But I haven't seen none. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, let's get into the story time, y'all. I'm sitting here doing a whole lot of yeah, and I hate videos when they be yapping. Even though I'm gonna be yapping this whole time. So, in this video, I'm gonna tell y'all how Corona Lachey got me f***ed up. And after this video, I'm not gonna talk about this no more because I cannot keep bringing energy and light to this. But I've been saying I was gonna give like a story time or like a life update. I've been saying that for like a minute, and this is the life update I was supposed to give a while ago, which I'm low-key glad that I didn't because of what I'm about to tell y'all. Because all my plans that were in place that I was gonna update y'all on, they're because of the coronavirus. Speaking of, I'm really praying that everyone's staying safe and that, you know, anybody suffering from the virus or like has any family members that have. I have one of my friends personally whose father just passed away from this, and I can't imagine how that feels. And so my heart goes out to her. Tia, if you're watching this, I don't mean to put your business out there, but I just want you to know that I'm praying for you. I've said your name to God, and I hope you're doing okay. Disclaimer, I'm doing this video not because anybody asked me to, because nobody gets deflected, but let me tell you how this virus got me f***ed up. So, let's go back to January. Houston, Cancun, and then I went to Massanutten. Y'all saw all those vlogs. I was on a roll, right? And then after I did all that, I went to where the fuck did I go? I went to Milan. What the fuck? So I went to New York first. So let me tell y'all, January, I packed up my entire dorm. My friends know this, but like a lot of people don't really know this. I packed up my entire dorm. I'm gonna put a clip in it because I'm dead ass. So I moved to New York. I moved out of my dorm because I knew I was going to be traveling a lot throughout the semester, and then I was only going to be coming back to school for like the classes that I need. I mean, for like tech. I don't recommend doing this. It works for me. It might not work for everybody else, but this is what I did. I stayed enrolled in school even though I know I did not want to be there. I still don't want to go back to school. Like, nothing about college is like, whoo, like I don't miss college. I'm not happy to be home, but I'm happy to not be on Howard's campus. I'm not gonna say I hate Howard, but I fucking hate Howard. Like, I love my friends. It has shaped me into like a lot of the person that I am today. I wouldn't have done half the shit that I did that I'm about to talk about if it wasn't for Howard, but I hate Howard. Well, I'm just gonna make that very clear. By the way, this vlog is not a Howard vlog. This is a Howard drag. For 30 seconds, I'm about to drag the fuck out of Howard. Please quote me saying this. I don't want my shit, like, I don't want Howard to ever be like, Trinity Wade went to Howard, because I'm Howard University better not use my name for shit, not for alumni shit. I don't use my pictures, don't say my name in the same sentence unless you put that. I hated it because I hate Howard University. I hate the administration there. They suck. They're unorganized. They waste students' money. They take students' money, not only waste but take students' money. Like, all the money that Howard gets, like, yearly, all the donations and everything like that from their alumni that they boast about all the time, it doesn't go towards anything for the students. I promise you guys this. If you go on Howard's campus right now, it's probably a max of 10 operating buildings. And by operating, I mean we can go inside. I don't mean that the walls aren't falling apart, because they are. Like, it's molded, it's disgusting. Howard is ass. I'm not letting my kids go to Howard. I'm not investing in Howard. If I ever gave money back to Howard, it would be directly into the hands of a student, not to the university. Anyway, that was a lot. But I moved to New York, and I said I'm going to follow Fashion Week all around the world. I'm going to get signed. I'm going to be this huge model, whatever. And so that's what I set off to do. So I packed up my dorm. I moved in with them. It kind of, like, I moved in, but since I was traveling so much, they were kind of just like a resting place for me, like in between the places that I was going. So like New York Fashion Week, I was there. She lived in Middletown, New York though, so it was kind of out of the way. Like, it's like an hour and a half from the city by car, and no, maybe like an hour from the city by car. And I was commuting back and forth like a few times a week. And then I went to Milan for Milan Fashion Week. So one thing a lot of people don't know is that I am not a signed model. I was not a signed model when I went to Milan or to Paris. I literally went out there, and if you watched it, I think I might have said it in the video, on like by faith. What I have been doing for the past few years had not been working, and I pray to God after this is all said and done, this video, you can hear me because the wind is blowing so hard. And so of course the goal was to go and to walk in the show, but realistically, and after going and seeing, that's not how it works. If I hadn't gone, I wouldn't have saw that. Nonetheless, that's what I did. And this whole time I'm like thinking about what's my next move, like when I get back. Like, after I didn't like book a show or get signed or anything out there, I was like, okay, so now what? Like, this is where it gets like ugh. So I go back to New York after Paris, and the commute from Middletown, New York to the city was like $40 a day. Like, I had to take a train. Like, it's actually like leaving one city and going to the other. It would be cheaper for me to commute back and forth from DC to New York every day than it was for me to commute from where I was. So commuting back and forth wasn't it. So I'm like, what am I about to do? So mind you, I don't have a dorm at Howard, and I'm not gonna say I felt defeated, but you know, it was kind of, I was just like in a weird spot. Like, I was confused for a little while. I was like sad. I'm like, dang, like it feels like, when I talk about it now, I can say, you know, it was a great experience. Looking back at it, I learned so much. But like in that moment, it's like I just wasted all this money. Like, I just went all the way like to this other country, and it feels like a bust. Like, and if you sit there, it will actually allow you to think that it was like that. This is never gonna happen for you and whatever. But to me, it's like I don't have shit to go back to. So, bitch, you gotta keep pushing. You gotta make it work. So like, okay, I spent all this money. Like, what next? Like, I can't keep spending money. I obviously don't have enough money to like move into my own place right now. So it's like, what's good? One of my friends told me about one of their model friends who moved to New York, and she was staying in a model house. Now, I didn't move into this house, so I don't know if this whole thing is a secret. So if it is, please forgive me. I'm in a model house, and basically it's a house in New York City where models live. I don't know if it's a secret or not, but if you've ever seen Pose, it's kind of something like that. From what I know, I didn't get to move in, so I'm not gonna say I'll never really know, but at this moment I'm not really sure like how it goes about the model house. And I'm preparing to move into the model house, right? So I talked with the guy. He's like, oh yeah, you're beautiful, which is like very shallow, but also it's a model house. So, you know, he's like, you're beautiful. Like, he's like telling me like you can move in like this weekend, like whatever. So I had to go back to school because I had some tests that I had to take. So I went to DC. I was supposed to be there for a week to take tests. My moving date into the model house is gonna be March the 9th. I ended up having to come back home because my dear, which is my dad's mom, we call her dear, she was in a hospital. She was admitted into hospice. So I just wanted to be with her like in her last days, you know. By the time I got home, she was like no longer really conscious. Like, she was still alive, but she didn't know I was there. So what's kind of crazy is the week that I came home, that was the week I was supposed to move into the model house, but I came home, and then the following week was going to be spring break. So my mom was like, why don't you just stay through your spring break and, you know, just relax, like you've been doing a lot. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll stay home through break. Then Corona happened, and then New York began to get shut down. Like, the whole city was being shut down. Like, it's crazy. I'm trying to like be optimistic and just like continue to move forward, but this shit has ruined so much stuff for me. Like I had an internship in LA this summer, so I'm like, bitch, I'm lit. I'm about to be in the model house for 2 months for free, and then I'm moving to LA. I have like a relocation stipend, like they're paying for me to be out there, and they're paying me to stay out there. So I'm like, oh, this is lit. Like I can still build my brand there, and like that's the land of influencers. So I get kind of like the best of both worlds. And so, you know, I thought everything was cool. I thought, you know, it's coming together. Like I'm gonna be able to work and like save for my apartment that I want to move into in New York in August. And now, bitch, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm like, should I just go back to fucking school after this, bro? Because it's just not gonna be the same. And I'm just like, I just had this plan, like it was all mapped out, like I was all for it, and I'm still all for it. Like I'm gonna do whatever to get what I want and to chase my dreams, but a bitch is kind of confused. Like I'm a little lost, I'm scared, I'm nervous. I'm like, I feel like I'm back at square one for real. Like being at home, that's just what it feels like. You know, it's just been very hard. And so of course that's first world issues compared to people who are actually dying. Like people are dying like alone. So I have been saying for a long time, like I'm gonna do a story time, I'm gonna like do a life update, and I guess God was like trying to kept me busy so I could keep my mouth shut, because he like, bitch, hold on, still work to be done. So he humbled me real quick, pulled it back together real quick. And so now that I have been humbled, you know, now that I have sat on it for a good 3 weeks, it might have been a month now. Today is a month since my dear passed away. That's crazy. It's also been a month since I've been home as well, and I'm ready to get the fuck. This is not a part of the plan, but you know what? I don't know where we're going from here, but I'm just gonna continue to trust God for real. I can't, you know, my plans, he laughs at them, so I'm just let him have it from here. But anyway, y'all, I don't know how well this video is gonna come together because I kept running out of storage in between each clip, and so I don't know. But you know, that's my vent. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks guys for watching. See y'all next time.